You know that feeling, right? You're in a meeting and the tension is just so thick you could cut it with a knife. Yeah, most of us see workplace conflict and we just want to run the other way. But what if that friction was actually a secret weapon for your team? Well, in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to dig into. We're talking about how to turn those super awkward moments into real fuel for growth and innovation. So let me just ask you straight up, is workplace conflict really always a bad thing? I mean, our gut reaction is usually yes, right? It feels uncomfortable, it's stressful, but is that the whole picture, or is that just the story we've been taught to believe?
And this really gets to the heart of it. If you manage it well, conflict isn't some bug in the system. It's actually a feature. Think about it. It's like the pressure that creates diamonds. It forces brand new ideas to come out. The whole key here is to switch our mindset, moving away from avoiding conflict to actually managing it.
All right, so here's our game plan to get there. First, we're gonna really dive into rethinking conflict. Then, we'll break down the 4 types you'll run into. After that, it's all about the 5 resolution strategies, how to put them into action, and finally, creating your own playbook. Let's get into it. Okay, first up, Section 1, Rethinking Conflict. This is all about shifting your perspective. All right, let's jump into Section 2, the 4 types of conflict. You know, you can't fix a problem until you know what the problem is. It's kind of like a doctor, right? You got to diagnose the issue before you can even think about the cure. Okay, so this is where it gets really useful. Let's break down the chaos. Are people arguing about what needs to be done? You know, the goals, the outcomes. That's task conflict. Or is it about the who? A classic personality clash? That, my friends, is relationship conflict. And honestly, it can be the most toxic. Then there's the debate over how to do the work, the logistics, the methods. That's process conflict. And finally, you've got intergroup conflict, that classic us versus them situation between different departments. Seriously, just figuring out which one of these you're dealing with, that's half the battle, right there. Which brings us to Section 3, 5 resolution strategies. So, you've made your diagnosis. Now it's time to open up the leader's toolkit. And here they are, the 5 big ones you've got to work with: competing, accommodating, avoiding, collaborating, and compromising. I like to think of them as different tools for different jobs. The real skill is knowing which one to pull out and when. So let's just look at 2 polar opposites here. First, you've got competing. This is your classic I win, you lose, my way or the highway approach. Super assertive, not very cooperative. Look, sometimes you need it, like in a real crisis, but use it too much and you're just gonna burn bridges. Then on the complete other end, you have accommodating. That's the you win, I lose play. You're just giving in. It can be smart if the issue isn't a big deal and you want to keep the peace, but if it becomes your default, people are gonna walk all over you. Now, the holy grail, really, is collaboration. And I want to be clear, this is not the same as compromising, where everyone gives a little up. No, collaboration is the true win-win. It's about putting your heads together to find a totally new solution that makes everyone happy. It's tough, for sure. It takes way more effort. But wow, this is how you build incredibly strong, innovative teams. Okay, on to Section 4, from strategy to action. We've talked about the theory, now let's get practical. How do you actually do this? Well, it really comes down to these 3 steps. Step 1, you have to create a space for open dialogue, a place where everyone genuinely feels like they're being heard. Step 2, you've got to de-escalate the tension, manage the emotions in the room, and that includes your own. And step 3, you steer the conversation towards a shared goal. You have to reframe it from me versus you to us versus the problem. And that brings us to our final section, number 5, your resolution playbook. Let's tie all of this together and look at the big picture. You know, this quote really says it all. The goal here isn't just to put out fires. When you get good at this, you're building something much bigger. You're building a culture of respect, a culture where people feel safe enough to speak up and disagree, and where everyone is focused on finding the best path forward together. That's what drives real continuous improvement. So as we finish up here, I want to leave you with one question to think about. Now that you have this playbook, you know how to diagnose the conflict, pick a strategy, and take action, what's one conversation you're going to handle differently tomorrow? Think about it.